Right, I just want to get this out there first before I get into the video, and that is, if you haven't noticed already, the collab crew, which is myself, Herb the Nerd, Deluded Goat and Ollie Plays, we are all going to be doing a Twitch stream save. It's going to be all four of us a network save, all at the same time, up against each other, battling it out. There is a little video that Herb has put on, just like a little teaser trailer. The first one would have already happened. I believe when this goes out, it'll be Monday. It starts on the Sunday at 8 o'clock, probably 8 till about 11-ish, thereabouts, probably a bit after. And it's also going to be on every Wednesday as well. Every Wednesday is definite. It could be Sunday, it could be Monday. Just depends on availability of people. But every Wednesday, we've been getting together and playing every single Wednesday, apart from the one over Christmas. So I just want to put it out there. If it's something you might be interested in, if I remember, I'll leave a link to my Twitch and the other guys' Twitches as well. Like I said, 8 o'clock Wednesdays and currently Sunday, and then maybe Mondays. Sorry. So yeah, hopefully you can join us there. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Turmoil at Tranmere with me, GWFM. We're on episode 27. Had to look, and yeah, things have been going quite well, if I'm honest with you. But before we get into anything that's happened in the game, I've got a question of the day for you. Now, last time I asked you who was the best player you've ever seen. Who was your favourite player that you've ever seen? Let us know in the comments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on this screen here, and yeah, you can see things are going a bit shit here. But there might be a silver lining regarding having poor money, and that is that we're going up, boys. I can't believe it, really. I can't believe how simple it's been this season. I mean, we've had a couple of losses here and there, but like I said in the last episode, I think it was the last one anyway, that we've only been losing by 1 goal if we have lost. Drawn quite a lot of games, but goal difference of +39, it's the best in the league. We've come back at the penultimate game of the season because there's a very strong chance we could win. We are, of course, playing Newport County, who are languishing in 15th, got nothing really to play for, and Mansfield Town, I believe they've got someone quite tough, if I remember rightly, and indeed they've got Swindon Town, who we drew with recently. They are third, so they're playing second versus third. They've got it all on to stay in the playoffs overall. But look how tight it is in the playoffs. God, I'm not involved in that because, you know, some tough teams in there, to be fair. But yeah, buzzing my tits off, we're going up. Can we go up as champions? But before that, I'll show you exactly how we got to this point. Last time, obviously, you joined us for the Swindon game where we drew 2-2. That was disappointing. Then we had a bit of a topsy-turvy game with Accrington Stanley. Who were they? And yeah, they went 1-0 up. But unfortunately, we came back and destroyed them. Went 3-1 in front. They got a late goal to make it a little bit nervy, but we held on. Buzzing. Then we went away to Exeter. Exeter, of course, who knocked us out of the FA Cup, much to our chagrin. Very disappointed when that happened, but since then we've destroyed them every time, and it was no different this time. We did go 1-0 down early on, but we came back and yeah, just destroyed them. Correa back in form as well, by the way, as I look at Lincoln, because he got a hat-trick. So yeah, he's come back into form, which is very handy indeed. Bit of I've been mixing it up a little bit. If you look over here, Steve Ward got an 8 out of 10. He's that young centre-back. I had him and Gary Clegg playing together, the two young defenders. 2 centre-backs, a couple of older lads either side. You know, Buxton 26 and Grandison 28, but yeah, it worked out quite well. And obviously today we've got Newport County, and we'll look at them shortly because I've got a few other bits of news to look at before we get into that. The first bit of news is Steven Sessegnon got injured. He's nearly back, but that's not the main reason I'm on the screen. The main reason is he signed on loan for another year. I've tried with the other players, and no one else can or wants to. I should say, the teams don't want to let us go. Because, like, for instance, if I just quickly go on here and organise it and go on Regan Slater, even despite all these red arrows that's going down, I still wouldn't have minded him on loan again. But if I go to transfer, make an offer and go to loan, they're looking to give him a chance in the first team, which you can't blame him, really. He's not a bad player, is he? Especially for 19 years old. The other players I do want to try and sign on for another year are the Hound and Conacher, but basically they're out of contract. Now, it was the same situation last season, but they signed another extension, a year extension, so therefore that's why they had to come on loan again. Ideally, I want to cut out the loans. I want to try and you know, sign permanent players, but Sessegnon, I couldn't really pass up on having him for an extra year. And don't forget, we've got Callum Guy. We got him at the beginning of the season on a 2-year loan deal, so he'll be here next year regardless. One player that will most certainly be going is Connor Hunt. He's got 4 offers in for him. He needs to get out of here. He's bad news Brown. He's trying to disrupt the dynamics and that. So when they get rid, he's just not wanting to play, and he's not good enough, is he? Really? Let's have a look. First touch of one says it all, doesn't it? Really. Then you might be having a look at these guys here, thinking, "Oh, what's going on here?" I just literally today in game today. I just thought, while I'm waiting to get to a chance to record, I thought, I'll see if I can have a cheeky little ask for anything in the boardroom. And I basically saw that we could ask for another coach and another physio, so I thought, right, I'm getting straight in there like swimwear and getting a question asked. And Pip Yeats, he's at Edinburgh City, because obviously they said yes, because obviously it's me. So, yeah. Pip Yeats, I had a look at it before. I think he rejected us to go to Edinburgh. I think it were in our first season. 60-year-old, but 20 physiotherapy. I couldn't pass him up, really. The other guy, Kim Anderson, is coming from Denmark. I think, I want to say Jammerbugt FC. I want to say they're in Denmark, but the fact is Danish is kind of making me think that way. I look, he's got basic English, so I'll probably have to learn a little bit. But this is like possibly the best player I could get for tactical coaching. Because if you highlight down here and go to tactical, tactical is 15, which is decent. Then he's got 17 discipline, 10 determination, and motivating as well for 10, which isn't bad really. I do like that, by the way. Like it shows you the other mental aspects of their coaching. Whereas if you look at Pip Yeats, it just tells you one thing and that's it. Which I would like to see some of these implemented, like motivating. I would think like motivating people to get over their injuries and whatever. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm talking about with that. But I would like to think there'd be some sort of mental aspect needed in that job role. And just to pick up, we've won the Manager a Month for the 4th time this season. No other manager has won it more than once, I think, so far. So I would hope, I'd be extremely disappointed if I don't win Manager of the Year, if I'm completely honest. I mean, look at us, top of the league, we're going up. We were, predicted mid-table, but we came up from last night, Panorama National League, so it shouldn't be like this. But how many times have you seen that happen, though? I seem to remember Crawley Town did something similar. They got promoted. I think Hereford did as well. Promoted into League 2, then went on and won League 2, or got promoted, and then went straight back down again, and then back again. So, and even further, I think, in Hereford's terms. But yeah, look at the size of Jim Bentley's head. Chuffing huge. Right, so here we are with the initial budgets for next season. I'm guessing they're going to change that bit. I think it's very harsh for me to have exactly the same budget I had in the Vanarama National League and League 2. But in League 1 next season, I would expect a bit more. I think we've been given a little bit of an increase of the wage budget. I think it was on 43,000 a week. It's now 47.5. So that is something at least. It is a positive. That's gone up in that way, but I'd expect it to be a bit higher. But saying that, when you look at its finances, as we've looked at already, they are dog turds, so we'll have to wait and see. Right, so we have indeed got Newport County, and at the time of recording this is on the Saturday, and Leeds United, the team I support, are playing them tomorrow in the FA Cup, so no doubt we'll probably lose because we'll field a weakened side, like we did against Sutton United, and we all know how that turned out, don't we? But before we look at any of the key staff and players, I'm just going to show you Dan Ward, the hot prospect. It's not because I fancy signing him, it's pure, although it doesn't look that bad actually, to be fair, but it's more, I've changed the colours of the attributes, to orange for below 5 or 5 and below, yellow between 6 and 11 I think it is, or 10, light blue for 11 and 15, and then dark blue for 16 and above. So let us know what you think of those colours on there. Do you think it's a decent choice? I just thought I'd, mix it up a little bit, make it a little bit different to the norm. I noticed that a lot of people do that, but anyway, that's all I want to say about that. But the manager is Michael Flynn, and he is actually a player as well, but he's not very good. But he's a player manager, and coaching wise, he's not bad. But tactical knowledge is 6. It's not terrible, I suppose, but for League 2, it's not the best. The key player is Aaron Lewis, who is a right/left back. I would guess based on this, I don't know actually, it says either. Based on this here, I would say he's a right back, and he's not bad, is he, to be fair? Bit nimble, decent mentals. Hopefully he's the one who has the most of the shots because he's got 1 finishing. Right, so here we go, ladies and gents. Chance to win the league, of course. And we're up against a 5-3-2 formation. So they're going to go Rose in goal. They've got Jordan alongside O'Brien, and then Fulson on the other side of him. In defence, we've got Lewis, the guy highlighted at the beginning of the game. On the right, Dimitru, I think that's how you pronounce it. On the left, we've got Dolan, Labadie and Owen Evans in the middle of the park with Amund and Thomas Asante up top. So it's going to be interesting. We don't face this formation that often with this said tactic. We've got Davis in goal, Grandison at right back, Buxton at left back with Clegg and Ward. You're going to see Ward in his full glory today. The centre-back pairing, of course. Slater on Sakasumu. Slater had an injury recently. He's back. I think he played the last game. And then Dunn is in the AMC role with Green to the right of him, Jacobs to the left, and Correa, following his hat-trick, has to play up top. Regular sort of people on the bench. So we have a lot of options here about winning the trophy and what have you, and I don't really want to put any pressure on. I did have the team meeting beforehand, actually, which I forgot to mention. But I'm going to stick on how we finished last time out. The team talk went really, really well. I basically said, as I mentioned, I think I mentioned it before, I don't remember cutting it out. Basically, we were never expected to win it, so don't put the pressure on by saying, "Oh, go all out to win it" or whatever. I went for the one that was like the most likely to be. Well, if you don't win it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't sound like it's, you know, it sounds counterintuitive, but on this game, when you move it up the ranks, you've got to do it because the players don't have the mental strength for it, and that is why I do it. Great, I've got to go in the tunnel. Fortunately, it was only one question. It was you're in the best possible place. I'm pretty sure those hands are touching there, and as that handshake happened, I do have the add this on purely for the fact. I'm going to knock it off though. I had it on purely for just to see if I was going to be doing the last game of the season. That was the only reason I had it on. I'm feeling a bit nervous, really, to be fair. We're already up, so that's the main thing, is we're progressing in that sense. But I wouldn't mind getting that title. We don't always put it over, I'm going to say. I mean, we won the playoffs, which I suppose is a title in itself, is a trophy, rather. But it'd be nice to have that, you know, the main one. Dimitru is on the ball, plays it through to Thomas Asante. He finds Ammond. Let's put it over. So that was an absolute dire game of football there. Literally those two highlights. I think it was only two anyway. Can't remember, there was that many apparently. But yeah, I'm going to give you literally 2 seconds to guess why. If you said because everyone's nervous, I think you'd be correct. So I've basically got to put no pressure on them. And that's why, because that's what's killing us. I'm just trying to find them. No pressure, there it is. So no pressure. The ones that have definitely got no pressure, I'm going to be doing that as well. Right, so that's as best I can do. There's a couple of players that are still nervous. I can't really do anything. But I'm going to be saying calm right at the beginning, you know, from the touchline. Like, no pressure. As you will see now. Where are you? Calm, calm. No, not calm. No pressure. There we go. Sorted. Right, so I might as well get this back on, because that's what I did knock off. It's because I started my Fail of the Week series again. If you haven't noticed, the second episode 2, if you like, went out today on recording, which was Saturday. If you haven't seen it already, check it out. I'd love to know your opinion on which one you think is the best one, or the funniest one, or whatever. It's just a bit of just a little bit of fun. It's a laugh. It's purely for shits and giggles, basically. Where, you know, I try to find funny ones. Some of them are just like shit ones, like where it's a bad back pass or something. But Davis saves us. I thought we were going to let that in somehow. But half of them, I'm trying to find the funny ones if I can. And there's going to be at least one funny one if I can help it. That is not funny, though, because we're now losing. Which means I'm going to have to tell them that, you know, to show some passion or something. Because we're losing to a team that are 15th in the league. I'm not looking at the other results yet. So apparently this 5-3-2 is the highlight destroyer, apparently. I think if that was the formation I had, I think that's what I would call it. So we have got a penalty though, so let's check this out. I don't even know what happened. Maybe you can see, maybe you can play back, you can have a look and see what happens. But yeah, it is Correa, who is our best penalty taker. I was just about to take him off as well. It's scored. Come on, boys. 1 point might not be enough. I think if we get a point, I think we'll be 5 points clear. And if they win, that'll be 2 points. So, KP just dived out of the way, mate. You absolute schmuck. Right, still going to be making some changes. I'll leave Correa on for now. Devon Green's having an absolute shocker. You absolute gimp. Lewis, get on the left wing, mate. Let's do it. Buxton's having a mare as well. Oh, nice clearance from Norwood. And Correa, is he in? He's shrugged him off like he wasn't even there. And he scored, Rose, you absolute legend, for letting that in. Oh my god, I can't believe he's just won it. And like I said, scores stand the same. Or stay the same, rather. Get your English hat, G, just because you're winning. And you, oh yes, we're going to win the league. Oh. That's why I'm doing that. I don't know why. But yeah, Correa's just big back. Got in the way of the defending. Yeah, Rose, you ought to be doing better than that, mate. You had the power of a Rose in the field or something to stop that. But yeah, look at the game. It's 4 shots apiece. It's dreadful. I don't care. And now, I'm going to change the instructions from passing to space to retained possession. Let's bring on a midfield player, I think, just to sharpen it up in the middle. Let's bring on Connor Kirby. Their keeper, despite that howler, 6.9. Dimitru, it's going to go to Norwood. Norwood has another go. Norwood has been so poor recently. I wish I could say otherwise, but I'm contemplating letting him go. He's on 1,500 quid a week. Right, Dimitru throws it down. It's literally 1 minute left. Buxton plays. I thought he'd knocked it into his own net, but I suppose that was miles away. Nice screen, Newport County. Have you got one of them? I'm going to say you don't, but never mind. It's headed away. Thomas Asante. That was destined for the top corner. Ammons is offside. Right, we're down to the last 20 seconds. Are we going to get ticker tape? I've never had ticker tape yet. Well, I don't think I have. Did I get ticker tape before? Yeah, I did for the playoffs. I'd like some more ticker tape, please. Lewis, can he seal it? He plays it across. Norwood is there. What's he going to do? Plays it towards Dunn. It's headed away, and there we go, boys! Come on! End of the season. Yeah, come on! Look at that blackness. That sounds kind of wrong, doesn't it? I mean, of the actual stage, but that is absolutely fantastic. Enjoy these moments. It's exactly what you live for, basically. Who played the best? Raul Correa was absolutely appalling at one point, and he turned into the hero that everyone dreams of being. That was a sort of reaction I wanted, mate. Looks fired up for the next game, which is the last game of the season. But you're not going to join us for that. You're going to join us for the end of season review. But take that in. Top of the league. Got sweats and everything. You know, Mansfield did indeed win. They won 2-0 away at Swindon as well, which was not an easy task. And it's still all to play for, really. You know, any team as low down as 9th can get into the playoffs. So what a result, boys. We've actually won the league. I can't believe, I can't be happier how well this season's gone. And I don't know if it's the players have brought in. It could be. I mean, Slater was an absolute no-brainer when I saw him. You know, but it's just like the performances of Divine Green and stuff like that. It's just been absolutely unreal. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to play the last game of the season. I forget who it's against. It doesn't really matter, does it? But we're going to play them, and then we're going to come back for the end of season review. Hopefully you can join us for it. It's going to be a little bit more in depth. Might be a little bit longer than the 15 minutes that I'm trying to stick to. Well, not between 15 and 20 minutes. But we'll have to wait and see. But hopefully you can join us for it regardless. But until next time, we're going up, boys. I'll see you then.